sandwiches. Americans eat an astounding 30 million every day, and they're as diverse as America itself. From this pork masterpiece in Seattle to this blue-collar classic on Chicago's South Side.
Welcome to Johnny O's. This is the mother-in-law sandwich.
From a smoky pit in Memphis to a showstopper in Austin.
The crunchy, the sweet and the sour, it assaults all taste buds.
And of course, our monster of a number one, from east to west and all points in between.
It's burger time! Scottsdale, Arizona. Salute.
We crisscross the country to come up with the best of the best. And the verdict is in. Our countdown of America's top 10 sensational sandwiches. Weighing in at number 10 is a supreme sandwich so hugely popular it takes an appointment to get one.
It's burger time!
And if you're lucky enough to be part of the action, you just might answer the age-old question, how do you create the perfect burger?
It's pretty simple. It's the best burger in town.
That town would be Atlanta, Georgia, and the place, one of the city's hottest eateries, Holman and Finch Public House. And this is their pride and joy.
Our perfect classic American burger. Everything that we do here, we try to do from scratch. We try to do it perfect.
Whether it's a plate of food, whether it's a cocktail in the bar, we're gonna make sure that every part of it is of the highest quality, made correctly for you.
Holman and Finch dishes up everything, from marrow bones to homemade charcuterie to pig's tail.
Beef around the world. We decided to go with a hanger just because of the flavor, how bold it is, the marbleization, and how easy it is to slice, and how it sautés. It just does so well with the cheesesteak.
There's only one of these prime cuts per cow, weighing just over a pound, and it takes a steady hand to carve it just right.
And I consider myself a surgeon. You know, I didn't have the 8 years of schooling that it takes to be a surgeon.
Sliced paper thin, the steak's now ready to hit the fire.
So we take grapeseed oil, which is a very neutral flavor, high temperature oil, into the pan. We're gonna bring it to the smoke point. Now we're gonna grab our Kobe hanger, put it right in the pan, add a little bit of caramelized onions. I take a little bit of truffle butter, it's black truffles. Give it a couple tosses.
But there's gotta be more than an upmarket cut of beef to command a king's ransom, right?
Here we go, we have some beautiful Maine lobsters, bay leaf, peppercorns, salt, a little aromatic thyme. Goes right in here. We'll break them down. And the next phase would be to, we butter poach them again in European butter.
But what's a cheesesteak, even one all decked out like this, without the cheese? And we mean serious cheese.
We use Taleggio. It's a very robust flavor. It's just such a beautiful cheese. And we're just gonna add a little bit of milk into a pot, cube this up, and we're gonna melt it down. It's already started to thicken up nicely. Now we're getting there. Now we need the vessel to bring everything together, and that is our house-made brioche. So we're gonna grab our steak, which is perfectly cooked. We're gonna pull our lobster out, our butter poached lobster right on top there. Then we're gonna grab our Taleggio cheese. And last but not least is our fresh French truffles. The reason why black truffles are so expensive is because they're hand harvested. We're talking maybe 8,000 pounds, 4,000 pounds a season. These go right on top here. I'm gonna give a couple more shavings here because, you know, it is $100.
Oh, Nelly. She's a heavy.
Here is our completed $100 Barclay Prime cheesesteak.
Now it's crunch time. Does this sandwich taste just as good as it sounds?
How was the cheesesteak this evening? Everything is so soft and it just kind of melts together. It's awesome.
Can't do much better than having all these premier luxury ingredients on a house-baked roll. What more can you ask for?
Cheers.
Okay, they taste great, but who will pay $100 for a cheesesteak?
To date, we've sold 2,200 cheesesteaks. That is a lot of $100 cheesesteaks. That's $220,000. So people like it.
Best cheesesteak I've had in Philly so far.
For daring to raise the Depression-era sandwich to the heights of fine dining, Barclay Prime's $100 Philly cheesesteak takes the number 9 spot on our countdown of sensational sandwiches. At Payne's Barbecue on the edge of Memphis, you'll find pork shoulder chopped razor thin and racks of glistening ribs, all slow cooked over white-hot charcoal.
Take it out of the sauce.
But it's a smoky twist on every kid's favorite sandwich that has them beating down the door.
Most people come in before they can hit the counter and they yelling out, I want a bologna sandwich.
It's the best bologna sandwich in Memphis.
Let me get a bologna sandwich.
Bologna with slaw.
It's the best bologna sandwich I've ever ate.
1 out of maybe 5 customers is gonna order a bologna. You can get bologna other places, but ours is the best.
But this little mom and pop shop is no overnight sensation. They've been serving up great food in these parts for nearly 4 decades.
The dream of opening Payne's, actually, my husband and I just kind of fell in, you know? We started in 72, and we would have lines like going out of the door. My husband, he could say, may I help you, may I help you? He would go all the way down the line and remember everyone's order. He was good. And Horton died in 84.
Horton Payne left behind a legacy and a worthy heir to his booming barbecue kingdom.
I was 4 when my father passed. He would work, hard, make sure things were in place. I remember just being a child knowing that work was important.
Flores kept her husband's dream alive, and today she still works the same cozy confines, only now it's with her son Ron and daughter Candace.
It's wonderful, just to have your own kid by your side.
Small back there, so, we bump into each other, but she's normally one in the way. So
One thing hasn't changed over the years, smoking the bologna slow to perfection.
The bologna does have its own rightful place. We stick it in there and it's just like a cousin to everything else. There's no shame in his game.
We just throw it in there, let it smoke.
Doesn't take that long for the smoke to set into the bologna.
Some 3 hours later, the bologna is ready for prime time. Most customers prefer the thickly sliced, smoky, straight from the pit taste, while others go for it with a little deep-fried action. As for applying the secret sauce, mother and son don't exactly see eye to eye on that one.
What I do, I put it in the sauce, put it in the pot of sauce that we warm on the stove. My mom would just dab it on with the broom.
Mopped, dipped.
I put it in the pot and let the sauce get on both sides of the bologna and then put it on the bread.
And get a nice big spoon of this original Payne's coleslaw to top the sandwich off.
And a toothpick, voila.
Ah, the tangy slaw. You can guess all you want, but the recipe for its one-of-a-kind taste is another well-guarded family secret.
I won't say much, I just let the people talk.
Mustard and something else.
I don't know, I have no idea. And I make coleslaw, but I can't catch this one.
Oh, we can't tell. We have to kill you then. We wouldn't be able to air this.
But the true secret to this family success is really not about the food at all.
Customers. I love my customers.
Very good.
This is my second one.
Nice thick slice. Tastes of heaven.
It's got that home feel, and I think that's why most people keep coming back. When I pull up, it says my last name on the building, and that's the best thing.
For keeping a dream alive while turning a tired old lunch meat into a slice of Americana, we put Payne's Barbecue Bologna Sandwich at number 8 on our countdown of sensational sandwiches. At lucky number 7 is another new take on an old classic that brings us here to B&G Oysters on Boston's South End. Chef Barbara Lynch first opened up her cozy bar and grill in 2003, serving up fresh from the sea gems like clams, scallop, and 12 different kinds of mouth-watering oysters.
So B&G, it's a classic New England seafood. Just couldn't find a great oyster bar here in Boston. And I said, oh, we need a really great oyster bar. And so there's B&G.
But it's not just the oyster bar that has put this popular spot on the map. It's a reliable old New England favorite.
We're totally known for our lobster roll. People from the Midwest come in and they've heard about the lobster roll.
Kansas, from Baltimore, from Germany, from Japan. If we ever took it off the menu, there would be riots.
So during the summer season, we will sell about 300 to 350 lobster rolls a week.
1 out of like 3 people will order it when they come in here, so it's great.
I shall have the lobster roll, please.
Sure.
Excellent. Never had such a lobster.
To create this classic, Barbara goes all out.
The actual lobster roll itself is about 1.5 pounds of lobster meat. It's a doozy of a sandwich.
Hey, Luis, what's up, man? I'm good.
But long before the first customer arrives, there's plenty of prep work to be done, and it starts early at 7 a.m. with the delivery of fresh Maine lobsters.
Oh, yeah. Look at these guys.
During the summer season, B&G Oysters goes through a staggering half-ton of lobster meat every week.
So we're gonna steam these bad boys for about 10 minutes. All right, I think they're done. Oh, yeah. We wanna cool them down in the ice water so that they stop cooking. There's nothing worse than overcooked lobster meat.
While the lobsters chill, Stephen attacks a crate full of cucumbers, transforming them into the perfect pickle. A tangy sidekick to the sweet lobster meat.
I take some cider vinegar, some salt and some water, and a whole bunch of sugar. And then, of course, a sachet of pickling spice. Bring it to a boil and reduce it by half. We'll pour that right over top and weight them down in a bucket until they come to room temperature, and then they're good to go. Best pickles on earth. They just taste amazing.
It's time to finish prepping the main attraction. Extracting the moist, tender meat. Some 4 or 5 ounces per sandwich. Now that's some kind of lobster.
We're gonna grab the claw and just twist it in there to get the claw and the knuckle off. So we're gonna take each tail here, carefully go down the middle. We don't use lobster crackers because, you know, those are for sissies. And open it up and remove the meat right from the shell like that.
Next, a few lemony splashes to liven things up.
We're gonna give it a bath of some fresh squeezed lemon juice and some salt.
And now the sweet lobster meat is ready for the final touches.
Our special dressing, it's lemon mayonnaise, an egg yolk, a little bit of lemon juice, some grapeseed oil. The secret that I'm not supposed to tell you is lemon zest. It kind of brightens up the whole salad.
But gourmet only goes so far. When it comes to the roll, Chef Lynch believes you can't improve on a classic, the humble hot dog bun, pan sauteed in a touch of butter.
The trick is to stuff it. We're gonna finish this plate with this great homemade coleslaw and our world famous B&G pickles. Hey, this is it. This is our kick-ass lobster roll.
Here's your lobster roll.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So do customers agree that this is a doozy of a sandwich?
I'm actually from Maine originally, and so I think we have this certain perspective that we own the lobster roll. But what is so classic about this is it's not overdressed, it's very simple. The lobster meat speaks for itself, and it's served on a hot dog bun. I mean, there's nothing more New England than that.
For lifting the king of crustaceans into a lofty new realm, Boston's B&G Oysters succulent lobster roll claws its way to number 7 on our top 10 list of sensational sandwiches. Named for that special lady in every married man's life. And if you ask any guy in this tough Southside Chicago hood, he'll tell you he can't live without her.
I love my mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law? Well, God bless her.
My mother-in-law can give me plenty of grief and heartburn, but I love her to death.
That's because this mother-in-law belongs to the entire neighborhood.
You're welcome.
Welcome to Johnny O's. This is a mother-in-law sandwich.
I'm good sandwich, man. That's why I can't lose no weight.
It's tough.
I wish my mother-in-law was as good as this sandwich. Unfortunately, she's not.
This mother-in-law is easy to love, but you'll only find her at a handful of Chicago eateries, including Johnny O's.
We've always sold it. Back in '59, when I originated Johnny O's famous beef stand. So we've been selling it for a long time.
That's more than 50 years. Of course, they also serve up the classics at Johnny O's, too. Hot dogs, double cheeseburgers, tamales, french fries, and chili. But the real draw at this hot dog stand and liquor store is the mother-in-law. And you guessed it, she's got a story to tell.
We do the Tom Tom tamales as well as hot dogs, and somewhere along the line, some neighborhood genius decided to start throwing the two of them together, throwing some chili on them, comparing them to their mother-in-law compared to the grief and the pain and the heartburn they may get afterwards.
It's like an explosion goes off in your mouth with the rich flavors. It's delicious.
A guy could get a meal practically with the mother-in-law sandwich. It was a meal and a half.
It's definitely an inner city, south side Chicago special.
2 more mother-in-laws. All right.
Nice and sloppy.
Now that we know how this mother-in-law of all sandwiches got its name, let's get down to how it's made and why it hurts so good.
I'm gonna take you step by step on how to make a mother-in-law. Get us one of our Tom Tom tamales. Tom Tom tamales are made locally. They're fresh here. They're nice and round, as opposed to traditional tamales, which are flat. They're hard to handle. We got a corn roll on the outside here. We got a filling of beef, pork, and other said meats. Let's move along here. Go in here, we get a hot dog bun. We can use the Marianne buns, another locally baked product. Put our tamale in here, come over to our chili, pretty much homemade with a canned base. Nice and messy, that's the way we like it.
To top off this masterpiece, load it up with relish, onions, peppers, and pickles. Now we're talking.
This is south side of Chicago, right here.
At a $2.49 each, you can't go wrong.
Oh yeah, you're missing out right now.
It's one of my favorite sandwiches, and we do make the best one in town.
I don't know how healthy it is, but that's not a concern. Flavor's where it's at.
For a heart-stabbing Chicago mashup, Johnny O's mother-in-law muscles in at number 6 in our countdown of the country's sensational sandwiches.
Mother-in-law, it holds true with the grief and the heartburn. It's a perfect name for the perfect sandwich.
Coming in at number 5 is an Asian sensation sweeping the nation. A tangy explosion of exotic flavors called the banh mi.
I'm a big fan of reading all the food blogs, and I see the banh mi all over each one of them.
Never heard of it? Well, the banh mi is a Vietnamese pork sandwich topped with a variety of tangy, crunchy vegetables.
We'll garnish it with some cucumbers, cilantro, pickled carrots, pickled daikon.
And here at New York City's chic Ma Pesh restaurant in the Chambers Hotel, this traditional dish is making a big name for itself.
We are just so excited to be here. We flew in from Miami, and before we even checked into the hotel, we came here.
The Ma Pesh menu also offers a tasty squid salad and some sweet and savory ribs. But it's the banh mi that really makes the mouth water.
I've always loved banh mi's. It was my comfort food growing up. It's just a good, delicious sandwich, and with flavors that are bright and fresh and filling.
A holdover from when the French colonized Vietnam, the banh mi brings together the best of two diverse cultures.
Oh my God. It's really, really good.
I think one of the greatest part about the banh mi is that it's both French and Vietnamese. You have this amazing tradition of bread baking in Vietnam that was influenced by the French, and of course the baguette being one of them.
The banh mi is actually named after the baguette, but the real secret is in the meat. Usually a pâté or a pâté-style meatloaf known as a terrine, and freshness is definitely the name of the game.
The one thing that we're most proud of is that we make our own products here. We make our own terrines.
After a blending, cooking, and chilling process that takes 3 days, Chef Ho's terrine is finally ready for Broadway.
First, we're going to spread some spicy mayonnaise. Spicy mayonnaise is basically mayonnaise with a little sriracha. We're going to spread our liver terrine, or mortadella and ham. Now we're going to toast this thing off. We're just going to garnish it with some cucumbers, pickled daikon and carrots, and cilantro. And this is our 3 terrine banh mi.
It's delicious. I'm a recovering vegetarian, but it was delicious. The meats themselves are pretty...
Mixer, the 450DD by Kushland Products. The quiet, space-saving design allows you to make your food products efficiently and fast. The Kushland mixer comes with a food-grade tub that easily slides in. The food-grade tubs are designed for great mixing, as well as easy pouring and filling of your food grade products. This Kushlan food grade mixer can be assembled in less than 10 minutes. The Kushlan mixer is easy to use, but it's also easy to move. Just grab one of the top dumping handles and also the bottom bar bracket and lift up, and then it's easy to move wherever you'd like. To show you how easy the Kushlan mixer is to use, we are going to make a trail mix. So we're going to start with some peanuts and then some walnuts. And something special that I like to add to trail mix are shelled pistachios. They have a nice green color and a great taste. Before we add the rest of the ingredients, we're going to mix these 3 nuts together. This mixer is great because it gently tumbles the mixture together without breaking up all the product. So if we look, we can see we have an even mix of peanuts, pistachios, walnuts, and the peanuts are still whole, the walnuts are still whole. It gives a good mix and it doesn't break up the product. It's a great mixer. Next thing we're going to add to our trail mix is cranberries. This is a good substitute from raisins because of the great color and flavor. The next thing we're going to add is the classic candy pieces to our trail mix. And we're going to turn it on again. And you can see we have great dispersal of all the different ingredients. As you can see, the nuts and candies and fruit are well dispersed. There's a nice even mix throughout the whole batch.